Healing. What a word, isn't it? Healing evokes images of quiet rejuvenation, of cracked porcelain somehow restored to its original splendor. But let us not delude ourselves. Healing is seldom neat, never linear. It's a tempest, wild, unpredictable, but oh, so transformative. And today, my dear audience, we delve into one of the more intricate arenas of healing, the labyrinthine world of avoidant attachment. Yes, those delicate, elusive threads that tie us, or perhaps fail to tie us, to one another. Now, before you sigh or look away, let me assure you, this isn't some dry discourse laden with jargon and distant theories. No, today we embark on a journey. Together, we'll explore the roots of this attachment style, its ramifications, and most importantly, the 4 vital steps that illuminate the path toward healing. Imagine me as your guide, your Virgil, in this trek through the inferno of intimacy, leading you toward the paradiso of connection. Let us begin with a question. What truly lies behind the avoidant nature? Why does the avoidant partner retreat when love's hand extends? Is it cruelty, disinterest, or, as many suspect, sheer apathy? The truth, I assure you, is far more layered and infinitely more human. Picture, if you will, a child, a bright-eyed, tender soul, whose cries for comfort are met not with warm arms but cold admonishments. Don't be so dramatic. Stop crying. You're fine. The child learns, not consciously but viscerally, that vulnerability is a liability, an Achilles heel to be shielded at all costs. And so begins the construction of the fortress, the avoidance protective wall, as impenetrable as it is isolating. Step 1. Reclaiming playfulness and creativity. Ah, playfulness, a balm for even the deepest wounds. Yet, for many avoidants, it's a forgotten language, a melody they once knew but can no longer hum. You see, emotional neglect often robs children of the permission to play freely, to explore without fear of judgment or consequence. As adults, this stifled spontaneity manifests as rigidity, as an over-reliance on control. How do we reclaim it? Creativity. Whether through painting, writing, or simply letting loose on a dance floor, reconnecting with one's playful self is the first, and perhaps most delightful, step in this healing odyssey. Imagine a man, staid, somber, who upon picking up a brush finds himself painting wild, swirling colors he didn't even know he craved. That's the power of creativity. It whispers to the parts of us that words cannot reach. Step 2. Cultivating self-trust. Now, self-trust, a fragile sapling in the garden of the avoidant soul. You see, many avoidants distrust others, not because they believe others are inherently untrustworthy, but because they fear their own inability to remain intact in the face of emotional entanglement. It's not people they avoid, it's the feeling of losing themselves. Let me tell you a story, a true one, mind you. A woman I once knew could never say no, even to the most unreasonable requests. Her kindness, though commendable, left her drained, resentful, and increasingly distant from those she loved. Her journey began the day she dared to utter that most dangerous word, no. It wasn't loud or angry, just firm and clear. That no was her first act of self-trust, her first step toward reclaiming her autonomy. And so I urge you too to find your no, or your yes, for that matter. Trust yourself to hold your ground. Step 3. Establishing healthy boundaries. Ah, boundaries, misunderstood, maligned, yet utterly essential. Boundaries, my friends, are not brick walls but fine, flowing curtains. They delineate without isolating, allowing light to pass through. Avoidants, however, often lean toward extremes. Their boundaries are either so rigid they repel, or so porous they drown in others' emotions. The secret, of course, lies in balance. It's about knowing where you end and another begins. It's about saying, this is mine, that is yours, and we can share a space without losing ourselves. Picture a tightrope walker, poised above the abyss. Their balance, their grace, it comes not from rigidity but from fluidity, from the ability to adjust, to adapt. That is the art of boundaries. Step 4, mastering healthy communication. And now we arrive at the cornerstone. Communication. Not the loud, aggressive sort, nor the sullen, withholding kind. No, we speak of communication as an art, a dance, a duet. It's about hearing and being heard, about speaking not to defend but to connect. Imagine two people at odds, voices raised, tempers flared. Now imagine one of them pauses, breathes and says, "Help me understand what you're feeling." The room shifts, the air softens. This is the alchemy of empathy, the magic of words well chosen, and it is within your reach. For avoidants, this means breaking free from the chains of detachment, learning to voice their needs and feelings without fear of rejection or ridicule. It's a vulnerable act, yes, but vulnerability, dear friends, is the crucible in which connection is forged. So what does life look like when these steps are taken? It's not perfect, nothing ever is, but it is richer, fuller. The avoidant learns that closeness does not equate to entrapment, that love need not be feared but embraced. They laugh more, cry more, and most importantly, live more. Let me leave you with this image. A garden once barren, now blooming. Each flower, a testament to the courage it takes to heal, to grow, to love. And if you, dear listener, see yourself in this story, know that your garden too can flourish. All it takes is a bit of patience, a bit of work, and a whole lot of heart. And so I bid you farewell, for now. But let this not be the end of our conversation. Take these steps, these stories, and plant them in the fertile soil of your own journey. Water them with reflection, tend to them with care, and watch as they grow into something beautiful, something uniquely yours. Thank you for lending me your time, your ears, and most preciously, your hearts. Until we meet again.